Right now, I want to bring in the chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, Bill Gates. Mr. Gates, thanks very much for joining us. As you probably know, the Republican gubernatorial candidate, Kari Lake, has election officials. She says she's accusing you and election officials of intentionally misleading and going ahead and rolling this process forward, and she's worried about the integrity of what's going on. I want you to listen to what she said.
They're dragging their feet and they're slow rolling the results and they're trying to delay the inevitable. This is just an embarrassment. And the people of Arizona are sick and tired of elections being run like we're in some banana republic. I have very little faith in some of the people that are operating that Maricopa County elections. I think they're incompetent.
Mr. Gates, I want your reaction to what we just heard.
Well, Wolf, thanks for having me. And it's really sad to hear that we have the Republican nominee for governor here in Arizona who's talking like that. I think, you know, the votes that were just released, 78,000, that doesn't happen magically. It happens because of the people behind me, all the people here in Maricopa County elections who are working so hard. They're working 14 to 18-hour days every day. We're about to go into a holiday weekend with Veterans Day, and they're going to continue to work those kind of hours on the holiday Friday, on Saturday, and Sunday. And I understand that Kari Lake wants us to move quickly, and a lot of people do. But you know what's more important is that this is done accurately. That is the focus. And that, you know, like for all of these mail-in ballots, that those are signature verified. This is very important to me as an elected official, that only eligible people, only eligible votes are counted. I would think that Kari Lake would be interested in that as well. That's something that I ran on the Board of Supervisors. I support ID at the polls, and all those things, they might take a little bit more time, but it ensures that only those eligible people are voting.
Mr. Gates, it's John King. I just want to follow up on that, and thank you for your time. I know you're incredibly busy, and I know I've been to your office. It's been a few years, but I've been to that spot. I've been to offices like yours all around the country, and these are honest, hardworking people who don't get paid enough money doing the work of democracy. But to Kari Lake's point, I just want you to explain, number one, you're a Republican. I want our viewers to know that. The Republican candidate for Arizona governor is questioning the integrity of a local Republican official who has proven he knows what he's doing and his team knows what he's doing. But I just want to, when she says that on television, I asked your colleague in Pima County this earlier, and I want to say it again. In that room behind you, Kari Lake has representatives who have eyes on everything that is happening, correct? So if she had if they saw anything specific that they could raise questions about, she would be able to say, I saw X, as opposed to I accuse them of things with zero information. Sorry to ask a long question, but to me it's important that we show transparency. There are Democratic and Republican campaign representatives behind that glass behind you who are watching everything that's happening.
So, John, that's a great question, and you're right. There are Republicans and Democratic eyes on everything through the process, and I actually know this from personal experience, because before I was elected to the Board of Supervisors, I actually used to be a Republican lawyer who would come down here and observe this. Back in the 2006 race, it was a close congressional race between J.D. Hayworth and Harry Mitchell. I was down here for days after Election Day. That's what we do. That is essential to the process. We could not do what we're doing here today and have been doing for the past few days if we're not for the Democrats and the Republicans who have eyeballs on everything.
Yeah, excellent point. Chairman Gates, when will we see the first of the, 290,000 same-day drop-off ballots?
Yes, we should start to see those tomorrow, I believe. We'll start seeing those come in. Again, that 290,000 mail-in ballots that were dropped off on Election Day on Tuesday, that's the most ever we've had on Election Day. And in fact, it broke the previous record by 70%. So it's a lot of ballots that people are trying to process behind me, but we're going to get through it. We're going to do it on a timeline which is frankly consistent with what it takes, how long it takes us to get this done every 2 and every 4 years. So there's nothing out of the ordinary. It makes me wonder if Kari Lake has really been following elections in the past in Maricopa County.
Well, Chairman Gates, just to clarify, will we see the first of those results as early as tomorrow?
Yes.
Any idea what time?
I think I would expect again in the evening. I don't have an exact time, but tomorrow evening we should see the next release of votes.
And we'll, of course, be with
results.
you tomorrow night. We'll be watching all of this unfold because the stakes are so enormous right now. Once again, I want to echo what John told you, Chairman Gates. We're grateful to you, all the workers who are working around the clock to get the job done. This is democracy in action right now, and we appreciate it very, very much. Thanks so much for joining us. I assume we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Appreciate it.